Hello and welcome to the stream. Okay, so my name is Will and I'm back. I'm going to just come off this page because I was just setting my live stream. Hello and welcome to the stream. I'm back online, guys. Earlier today, I did a live stream on how to build a website using powerful middleware such as WordPress, Stripe Dashboard, and even Dropbox. And in this particular episode, I'm going to kind of taper off from this series. I'm going to taper on rather from this series. I'm going to explore more of what we can do in regards to building custom websites using powerful modern tools that really help us to create in literally, and I'm not really exaggerating here. You don't need to be a developer. You can draft a sleek looking site in an afternoon, honestly speaking. And I already showed that in the previous live stream. And in this particular video, what I want to do is I really do hope you guys can read what's on the notepad. I do appreciate the resolution might be the resolution might make it hard to read. What I want to do here is to focus on a newsletter based site uh, with this idea of in-house ads, featuring in-house ads to help monetize your newsletter. And I'm going to also be exploring and discussing the idea of a partner program, how you can implement some kind of partner program such that you don't have to host your own advertisements, but you can rather feature, say, in your local community. Let's say in this example, I'm going to explore, as you can read by the URL basketballtips.wordpress.com. This particular example template, I'm going to use it for a newsletter based on basketball, improving on basketball. And let's say in your local community, you have a lot of sports facilities, you have sportswear stores, you have parks, you have gyms. And, let's say you approach, this is a little bit of a introduction to some of the discussions we're going to do, as you can see from my agenda here. You can approach these potential partners and say, hey, you run a website, and with such a facility, that maybe could be a gym or basketball facility, would they like to feature on your newsletter via advertisement? That's how you can create a lucrative partner program. I'm going to explore that deeper in this particular video, but I think, let me know, guys, if you want a separate video on that, because I do think this is an area worth exploring, and I might be able to cook up a video that looks in particular how to create your own customized partner program for these sorts of things. So without much further ado, let's get straight into this. I have here already a domain. I have a domain that I've already set up. The tagline here says selling basketballs, which you can kind of glean from the context here that the initial idea behind this particular domain I was playing around with was to, of course, sell basketballs online. But then with the idea of this particular workshop where I want to make a newsletter style website, I decided to change the domain to pickupbasketballtips.wordpress.com. For those of you watching who may not be too savvy with basketball lingo, pickup basketball basically just is when you play basketball in the park, usually with friends or people you don't know. You just randomly play basketball. You're not in a league, you're not in a division, you're just playing basketball in a casual park setting. Pick up basketball. And I decided, I concluded, I sort of identified that there might be a niche of basketball fans that want to, improve their basketball skills in the level of pickup basketball, but maybe such people don't aspire to be, elite NBA players. Maybe they just want to be good at pickup. So this particular newsletter, I'm going to build it such that it caters to content for a niche of people that play basketball, but not, say, perhaps in a professional level, but with enough interest, maybe as a hobby, that they want to improve and get better. I really like the idea of this newsletter. I might even really launch it properly as a sort of example of what can be done. For now, this is all done in a simulated environment per se, with regards to this particular workshop. I really do like the idea. Maybe you'll see it live sometime soon. Anyway, let's get straight to things. I have here an agenda. How to build a newsletter site. I reckon this particular tutorial might hit 40 minutes to an hour and a half. I'm going to try not to keep it too long here. I think it's going to be a little bit more comprehensive than my video this morning. However, I do the top because I've already literally gone through how to create a domain. Please refer us. Let me just quickly see if I can even get it up here. If I quickly go to my channel, if you need help on, let me see if I can get my channel up on my homepage now. If you visit my channel, you will see that I released a video archived, a stream archived 10 hours ago. It will be different according to your time, the time you see it. How to build modern web stores. Check this out if you want an introduction into how to make the UI. I'm not going to focus too much on the overall template, but I want to focus on the features and the functionalities of the web store. I'm going to put this under my socials group tab like this. I think that's a bit more organized. So I'm going to go back to this domain. First things first, let's go through some of the ideas behind monetization strategies before we look into section 1. There are 3 sections or 4 sections, I can't remember. 1, 2, 3, and 4 sections. I'll just gloss over these so we know what we're doing. So first section, it goes over creating a custom domain, which I've already, referred to my previous live stream. I'll see if I can leave a link in the description if you want to see how to do that. I'm going to go through that in this particular video because I've already done that in today's earlier stream. Section 2, so we can gloss over section 1. Section 2 looks at setting the overall UI. I'll touch upon this, kind of changing the UI. I'm not going to get rid of these articles, even though it's going to be a newsletter. These are listings for basketballs that people can buy. And indeed, if you press the buy now button, I've integrated it with Stripe Dashboard such that you can literally buy an order of these basketballs. And once you fulfill an order, then the idea is that, the very real idea is that you will get a basketball shipped out to your address. Where am I? And this is going to touch upon the monetization strategy, selling products. Here, I've written selling products via redirects, but I would also like to add that not just redirecting to other stores. I'm going to look into that in a little bit more depth, redirecting to other stores soon. But I'm going to say selling products directly on the newsletter site. Something like this. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee quickly. So with this being said about selling products directly on this site, monetization strategies. How can we profit from ad revenue and revenue in general, really? As I suggested at the beginning, you can create your own partner program whereby your website is essentially, if your newsletter takes off and is popular, there are eyes reading your articles, then you can approach your local community. You can go to potential partners that could be individuals or companies or sports facilities in this case. You can ask them to partner with you such that they can feature their products on your website and they can get a cut of, say, any sort of sale that is made. If you can strike a deal with these local communities and small businesses and such, you can sign up partners, which is in tandem with that idea. But what I want to talk about first is to feature banner ads and how we can make how we can get kind of creative here and build these kind of integrated banner ads in our WordPress website. And with these banner ads, they're going to be featured on articles that add value to the readers. So the reader goes and clicks an article, a value is passed on to the reader, and then they see a convenient advertisement an in-house banner ad that targets their demographic. And there's a percentage that a reader may, if I'm browsing a basketball article, I will click an ad to buy brand basketball trainers. That happen. So how do we do this? How do we come about making an article on this convenient newsletter site? So I'm going to go to the homepage. There's one thing, or rather two things in a sense, 2 elements that you have to be aware of. And being aware of the 2 elements I'm about to tell you right now in a WordPress context is going to help you a lot. The 2 things are pages versus posts. I don't know if I made in section 3. I think I mentioned it here somewhere. I'm not too sure. Pretty sure I wrote it down somewhere, but I'm not too sure about that. So I'm going to just quickly highlight the banner ad stuff so I don't forget where we are. Because I want to kind of introduce you to this idea of page versus post. The homepage, as you witnessed, just saw, is concept page is a web page such that the information doesn't change very often. It can be an about page, a privacy policy, or a home page, or a landing page. In this case, the home page features the second element of WordPress sites I want to kind of gloss on here is posts. So you have pages versus posts. And why is this relevant to distinguish between pages and posts? Because WordPress has some elements, some block elements, and blocks are basically functionality that WordPress gives you as the WordPress developer to do different things on the website, whether it's feature YouTube embeds, make paragraphs, headings, you can feature video embeds, and there's a plethora of other blocks. So what it's actually quite convenient. If I go ahead and hit posts, you know I have 2 posts already. There's this basketball I'm selling here, size 7 for £25, and because I'm in the UK, and I'm selling this another outdoor basketball size 7 for £20. And if I go to the homepage, you'll notice conveniently that those posts are featured here on the front page. Now, why is this important? You think of the concept of creating a newsletter style site. It's convenient such that we create the posts. There's some sort of system that creates the posts, and the posts are automatically set on the homepage with timestamps. So I'm going to show you how that is done. So I would like to start by editing my site. There's an option here to edit the site. And I'm not going to go into this template view, which is quite convenient. When you start to get deep into WordPress, you can really start to explore the different template styles. But in this case, I'm going to go back. I'm going to go to my design view here. I actually want to see what element I'm using here. As you can see, if I just hover over my listings here on the homepage for the posts, you see a blue highlight. Hopefully you can notice it here. This is a block, and it's probably a featured post block. I'm not 100% sure on that. I'm going to click it and find out. So it's a block, it's a stack block, and it looks like it might have been combined with another element. You can transform it rather to a row, you can transform a stack. I was quite intrigued by going to a grid view or a sort of column view. Like if I show you another kind of UI consideration, such as this MSN page, you have tons of news articles. In this case, sports related, and I'm used to that there are ads all over this place. I'm not going to go too deep into this, but the idea is that I'm not going to do a grid view, but rather I'm going to do like this kind of like newsletter style view. And I think this came with the template itself. It's a stack, and somewhere it should feature the posts. I'm going to hit template to see what happens here. Blog icon here, we can see with this particular template that I chose already, which I haven't gone into details into what the template is, because I kind of skipped past that step because I already made this template. But as you can see, for this particular element, which is an index, you can see the description used as fallback template for pages when a more specific template is not defined. And here we can see we have 20 posts per page. So as long as you're using this template, because it was completely stock when I set it up, you can feature 20 different posts per page. And I'm sure if I click that, I can probably change it. So I can go to 19, 20, 20, I can increase and decrease the number. I'm going to keep as 20 for now. So I know, okay, as long as I make new posts, they should feature on this particular page, on my home page, if I'm not mistaken. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back to my WordPress panel. I'm going to discard the changes because I was messing around there. I'm going to hit posts. After I take a sip of my coffee, and then I'm going to hit add new post. And just an experiment, just to make sure everything's working functionally on the home page. What I'm going to do is just, as most developers may do for our first program, hello world. And I'll just say something like, this is a test post. I'm going to populate this with actual content later, but I'm going to just make sure things are working here. So I'm going to go to view preview. This is my test post looking beautiful here. I'm going to change this tagline from selling basketballs to something else, but for now, I'm not seeing my new post. I'm gonna figure that out why that's happening. Uh, it might be something to do with the resolution, or I'm not actually showing it, or maybe I have to do it manually. But I did assume I do have another workaround for this, and that's to use a pattern that exposes all my posts in a stack panel view or in a sort of scrolling view. So I'm going to see if that's available there. I thought it would have come out on its own, but it didn't. So I'm going to go back to my main WordPress panel. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to make sure that the post is actually published first. No, I don't think I published it. Maybe that's why it didn't come up actually. So I'm going to go and hit drafts. As you can see, my Hello World page is only a draft. I actually forgot to publish the page, and that might be why I didn't see my post. Publish my post, and my post is now published. So I'm going to view the post to make sure everything looks okay. I'm going to hit the home page, and right at the top, boom, you can see Hello World. So there's no need for any workarounds. The template took care of things. As you can see here, guys, I really hope you can kind of start to see that the sheer intuition behind creating these posts featured on the page, it could be on your end, depending on the nature of your newsletter. Perhaps I'm in basketball here. You might do football, soccer, if you're in America, tennis, table tennis, snooker, parkour. But you could put, and I put in inverted commas, minimalist effort to write these articles, and they're literally automatically featured. You may even discover a way to automate your posts, such that all you are doing is micromanaging the site. You're not actually developing or building the content per se, and which is really the art and the science behind what I'm trying to demonstrate to you guys here. So you could be a viewer, and then you come to browse my website, my newsletter, and this is Hello World. But we do better than this. So I'm going to go ahead and click edit. But before that, I want to change that the homepage from selling basketballs. So I'm actually going to just leave this as it is. I'm going to go to my home. Let's see if I can remember how to do this, which I hope I can figure out at the very least. And if I go ahead and go, if I go to edit site, as you can click at the top left as well, I believe there should be a way that I can edit the homepage title and the header footer. I think it's around here. So I'm editing the index template. I'm going to click this section. As we can see, selling basketballs is highlighted. So I'm going to just change it to sort of the tagline of my site. So pick up basketball tips. I really like that. I really like the theme of this website. I'm going to leave it at that. I like this minimalist sort of, my minimalist style for this site. I'm going to leave it like this. I'm going to view the home page. Everything's okay. I'm creating a lot of tabs. Seems. Let's delete some tabs. And as you can see, pick up basketball tips. Just for now, that will do. Let me just make sure everything is fine when I go to another page. Pick up basketball tips. It's never been easier to create websites these days, especially with some of the powerful tools, some of the really potent tools that are out there. I'm choosing to use WordPress. I'm not affiliated. I'm not sponsored. It's just that I'm used to WordPress. I'm familiar with the tools, and I believe WordPress adds a lot of value, even though I have not spent a penny more or less on this particular domain. I'm going to go back to the home page. I'm going to the Hello World page. I'm going to put some content onto this. I'm going to hit edit, which is the middle section of this panel that shows at the bottom. And as things are loading, I did already actually make a placeholder article. Let's see if I can find it. I think it's this one. Yeah. And so this one, if you're familiar with basketball, you may be familiar with things called plays. And what plays are, for those who are not basketball savvy, plays are set ways of playing. They're like strategy, right? You're playing basketball. You're in a team-based scenario usually. So a play is a strategy to get yourself from where you are to score at the rim, to score a basket. You can even have defensive plays such that what can you do for someone who's handling the basketball to not score? So what can I do defensively that my opposing team on a basketball court won't score? So in this particular article, what I want to do is talk about the pick and roll, which is actually a which score at the basket. So I've got the article here that I wrote. So I'm going to do it like this. You know what, I'm going to make this a heading instead of a paragraph for this one. I'm going to make it rather big. Actually, I say big. H will go smaller. So I'm going to go H1. What is pick and roll play? So the title is pick and roll. But really, that should probably be... Actually, I'm going to change the title of this page. This person is pick and roll. Make effective... Not make. I'm going to say learn effective play. Learn effective plays like this. I'm going to make it quite exciting. So this, by making this post kind of exciting, sort of enticing someone, like, you know, if I'm reading this article, I want to read more, I want to click. Because remember, we have a monetization strategy behind the premise of this website. So what is a pick and roll play? And you know what, guys? I want to make this kind of beautiful, if possible. I don't want to just put text. I would like to add a pattern because I'm really into pattern stuff. Let's see what we've got. If there's anything useful. If not, we'll just put the text straight in. Okay, there's some fun stuff here. I want like an assortment of images and text. But this is blog post, so this is gonna have a feed post carousel kind of thing. I don't want that. If I go and see what else is here, let's see the newsletter. Let's see what's here. More like articles. So I need a kind of a vertical pattern. Don't know if I can find anything like that. If not, we'll just go straight into things ourselves. Obviously, we could do things custom, because the idea here is to just have the article text. On a tangent here, as I copy and paste this text, I play guitar. I play acoustic and electric guitar. And this is a website. Maybe I'll link it in the description if possible. And it's a website that basically it's a website that's a comprehensive guide behind basically every chord, every scale on the guitar. And I'm telling you, as I learn guitar, referring to the website I'm talking about, the guitar website, it helped me a lot. The website helped me a lot because it was a very simple website. It didn't even look modern. It looked kind of old, the website. But I learned how to, I learned the fundamentals of chords and scales from that website. It was literally just a glossary of chords and scales with explanations. It's amazing. And I used that website, I wouldn't say religiously, but like comprehensively. I really relied on the site. I'll leave a link in the description. Everyone's actually kind of curious. It might make for leaving that site might make for a good case study, actually. So anyway, it was kind of like this. I would scroll through different articles on the site, and I would learn something useful, like what is a particular chord, like a C major chord. In this case, I'm writing what is pick and roll play. And then here I've got it. The formatting is a bit funny, so I'm going to just adjust things. I'm not going to read through what I wrote here because that's too long. You might be able to read it as I'm going along. But here I'm just talking about what a pick and roll is, right? This is my article. Don't need this notepad, so I'm going to go back to my agenda. Basketball, which one? This one. And let's put some images here to make things a bit more interesting. So let's say here, I want to put a space. I'm going to invoke this adding block feature. I'm going to put a spacing style element kind of thing over here. I'm going to adjust the size. I want some space between the text and the image. Then I'm going to put an image here. So you can really get creative with this. I'm going to select an image, I think I want to do. Pexels 3 photos, which is an open library. I'm going to say basketball, see what comes up. Let's see, I want like an outdoor basketball. That's really cool actually, but maybe it's too much. I'll use... Let's see what's here. Because I'm talking about scoring a rim. Yeah, this might be quite useful. Yeah, why not? See what happens. Oh, that looks amazing. That's an amazing picture. But it's quite big, this image. So let me see what kind of sizing presets are here. It's on none. Let's put it on a line to the left, see what happens. Oh, that looks really good. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, things are starting to look good here. If there's a way I can nudge it to the right, maybe there's some kind of padding I could use. I'm not sure if it's possible, but I'm going to hit settings. I'm going to hit see what's available. Resolution. I can affect the width, height, resolution, but I don't think I can induce padding. Let me see what post has. Some places like this padding that comes up, it depends on the element that comes up. But this is fine. I quite like this as is. If I align it to the center, what happens? Yeah, I like it. I prefer the image on the left. So here I'm talking about the idea of pick and roll. It's primarily a two-man play on offense. I spelled offense wrong. And then I have this image to kind of break down the flow of the article a little bit. And then the end of the article. So I'm going to hit Control S to save the article. I'm going to view my post because this is just an example. Oh my gosh, yeah, this is looking quite good. Obviously, the formatting is a little bit off, and I'm viewing this on the desktop where the resolution is maximized. Now this looks a bit better, but bear in mind there are viewing options for mobile and tablet. I'm not going to dive into that too much in this tutorial. That could be for a separate tutorial where maybe I'll make a separate workshop where I focus primarily on UI and UX and the psychology behind landing pages. On that note, guys, I not only doing these free workshops. I don't want to spend too much time on this, no pressure, but I'm also offering paid workshops, one-to-one sessions on how to build web stores, landing pages, websites, everything on Jimoh Studios. .com, link in the description. Otherwise, feel free to enjoy the free stuff I have on YouTube. Alright, now we'll go straight back into things. So yeah, I'm really liking how this looks, as you can see. So if I go back to the home page, we have here, boom, pick and roll and effective plays. How do we add feature to the image? There's a way to do that. I'm going to go back to that if I can, to add the image such that the attention of me as a viewer is literally grabbed by the post via the image. Then it's likely I look at the image first because the image is quite eye-catching, and then I read the associated text. And I'm going to leave these two here because it kind of ties into the monetization strategy for having direct listings. As you can see, if I click on pick and roll and effective plays here, I've got my written article, and I'll just look reading what I did there. And so this kind of segues into the next section. So if I go to section 3, because we've already really spoken about the theme and the UI, so I'm going to really go towards the content. But now I want to talk about the monetization, which is the custom banner ads. So I want to talk about the banner ad stuff. How am I doing for time? About half an hour. Okay, this might be a quite short video. How do we put banner ads in this? Simple stuff. We have to get a little bit creative. We have to think a little bit outside the box with regard to how we approach this. Stretching my knees out a little bit. Okay, so banner ads. The concept behind this is to redirect the user to some kind of website, page, landing page, or service you want to promote. Or if you really are confident, you can even go straight to a checkout. But I'm not too sure how I feel about that. I will be using a direct checkout as an example. But ideally, I think you'd be redirecting the user or rather the reader. Let's say if I'm reading this article, and I see an ad for brand new basketball trainers that give me I don't know, a 2 foot vertical addition, like some kind of like amazing basketball trainers that make me jump higher or something like that. I'll probably click on the ad. How do we make something like that? We're gonna get creative here. I'm gonna go here and add a spacing block. If I can just grab the spacing block. just like this. I'm gonna make it quite a tall spacing block. And then what I'm gonna do, and click my spacing block, I'm gonna invoke the patterns tab. And I want a banner. I don't know if there's anything that alludes to a banner here. Featured might be good, or footers. Let me see what's in the footers. Not what I'm looking for. I feel like services might be useful. Yeah, what's something like this? Just a really simple banner. Just a one image banner is all I need. I could have multiple images, but I really just want one. Something like this. Let me see what else is here, just in case it's something more suitable. Events. I know there are blocks that I can use, but I really want to see what the patterns do. Patterns are more for collection of information. Let me just do a quick search. I'm gonna banner and see what comes up. No, okay, let me go to the block, because I think there's a hero block which might be quite useful to use. Let's say hero. Oh, there's no hero. Banner? Okay. That's really strange. Maybe since the last update of WordPress, they've got rid of some stuff. Or maybe they've renamed some stuff, because I can see covers. We could even just use images, to be honest. Why not images? So if I go and select an image from pixels, yeah, let's say it's a banner ad. I don't know. Since I've already got some listings for basketballs. Basketball. Stretch out my chair here. Let me see if there's any appropriate images I could use. This is pretty cool. This for the sake of example. And what kind of sizing presets do we have here? I want to see what full width looks like. I quite like that, but it's quite big. Can I resize this? I don't know if I can. Wide width is decent, but I want it like a banner, so I'm going to try and go to the center. I'm going to make it smaller. Let's see if I can adjust things. The height is automatically adjusted. I would have liked to not have that. Is there like a 16 by 9? Yeah, that's better. And if I change that to like 20, I guess it looks more like a banner. I'm trying to make it kind of rectangle. And I'm going to reduce the size of my spacing block. Okay, get rid of this caption. And I'm going to write like a nifty little caption for myself. I'm going to say, elite, this is just an example thing, so I'm going to say elite basketball for outdoor endurance. I'm not going to say buy now, or I could say buy now. And this is where things get creative. In this particular example, I'm going to list this. I'm going to direct this to one of my one-time payment links. But you could have, like, say, another listing on, say, an eBay site, on eBay rather, or Amazon that lists your actual advertisement on one of those, on the third-party platform, which is eBay. Excuse me. So, it's just going to be an example. I'm going to put my own kind of list. I'm going to say elite basketball for outdoor endurance. I'm going to say, click here to view, to learn more, stuff like that. So I'm going to directly say, I'm not going to directly say something along the lines of buy now. That's going to be more for the direct listing that's featured on the website, which you can intertwine with your articles. But it's going to just be like this. I'm going to put a hyperlink here. Hyperlink, more just like a web link. I'm going to go to my Stripe dashboard. Again, I also over how to work Stripe dashboard in the previous live stream, but I do have this basketball training kind of one-time payment. I'm going to copy the URL. I'm going to go back to where I was. paste my link. I'm going to do the same for the text as well, just the image. I think it's already done automatically. That's good. Alright. I'm still not too satisfied with the resolution of this, but it's okay. This is just an example. Thumbnail. Original aspect ratio. Could we go more aggressive than that? Not really. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and save my page. I'm going to view my, or rather, save my post and view my post. And I really like this overall theme. So here's the vibe I'm offering to people who are reading my article. I'm basically telling people what is a pick and play, which is like for people who play basketball, or even many other leagues. And the of basketball pickleball is quite fundamental. It's like bread and butter of like offense, of like, you know, 2-man offense or whatever terminology is. And here you see my banner ad, my social banner ad, basketball. As you can see, I now linked to my Stripe channel. Now the thing is, I wouldn't advise, you know, in practice, to directly link to this kind of page. You want to probably win the trust of your viewer by going to an official listing, maybe eBay, Amazon, something where people trust, people have seen, unless they vouch for your checkout or you vouch for your redirect. I would say take the user on a journey where they trust, because they should be able to trust the service. You know, it's a you know, the journey shouldn't be questionable. You know, you shouldn't have to be too salesy here, I would suggest, perhaps. So anyway, this is just for the sake of demonstration. Go straight to our payments link, a payments portal. So I'm going to go back to my page, and yeah, I kind of like how it looks. This is my editing view. I'm going to go back to the other tab and hit back. So yeah, I like how this looks. So again, we're kind of touching on the premise of these newsletter sites to obviously add value, but you want to drive traffic to these kind of like customized advertising, such that you can create revenue through these clicks. Now, how you can, there's probably other ways you can integrate advertisements, monetization to custom websites. This is just one workaround I'm suggesting. You know, using middleware and platforms that are free. I haven't paid for anything here. I'm using creative thinking. I'm thinking outside the box to create these ads. So section 4 was looking at custom banner ads. Partner list. I kind of spoke about that at the beginning, and I was talking about how you can have a similar premise to these ads, but imagine you actually, you know, partner, let's say you want to affiliate or you partner with a local store that sells, you know, not handmade, but maybe like running shoes, but it's not a huge brand. You know, it's a small local brand, and you want to help them out. So you feature their brand on your site. You both take a cut of any of the purchases that are done or processed via your link. That's another thing you can do. Again, it's gonna be this video, this workshop is kind of to the point. I don't have much else on my agenda to show because we've gone through the banner ads. I've talked about partner links. Having your own Easter listings. The reason I'm kind of glossing over this is because it more or less is the same thing as I've just demonstrated here. If I were to click on this and I go back to the pickup article, instead of redirecting to that checkout, I could redirect to any other site such as my CSharp snippet store. But of course, it's not relevant to the theme of the article, or this is not relevant to the theme of the website. But again, I could use this URL and I can link to this. So I'm not going to demonstrate that because it's quite self-explanatory. So section 4, I'm going to clear that. Section 3, creating content, I've already done that. Section 2, the overall UI, that's all theme-based stuff, which again came with the template, so I'm going to click on that. More information on how to craft this design is on my previous live stream. So I didn't have to go through choosing the theme. I'm not going to drag that off, I'm going to like this, like that, because it will be kind of like suggested through my art life, and I talked about WordPress, so it's like this. This video, this workshop, just to really get you thinking about how you can use the inbuilt stock tools on WordPress to get going for a newsletter style site. And with consistency, you can put out more of these articles every day. Maybe you can do 2 to 5 a day, depending on what you want to do. And as you check out your analytics, you can then see what your viewers want, what your viewers are looking for, and you can tailor your articles based on the demand of your viewership. And you could, effectively put these listings. So I have these 2 listings. This particular brand of basketball, and another one up here. I'm going to click this. And it's basically a house listing, great for pick basketball, this particular ball, on concrete, tar, etc. By now, so you can get creative. You can get creative with this stuff, and but the whole premise is this is a newsletter site, so you're adding value consistently, and you are also, featuring banner ads, you're featuring partner links, and learning how you think about that. So I'm going to leave this particular walkthrough here. If there's anything you guys go over, I'm going to just quickly, let's see what I can do here. I'm going to take this out of the group. I'm going to take this out here, so I can see if there's any comments or any suggestions that I could perhaps go over that you guys might want me to do. Perhaps there's anything you guys want me to address. I'm going to leave the live stream here. Let me just quickly check my screen at the moment, guys. No, so I basically covered my agenda. So guys, thanks very much for tuning in. I'm really grateful for the viewership. I hope you guys got a bunch of value. If not, you were entertained by this video. And I'm going to think of some more, compelling video ideas in the vein of web store building, website development, the bread and butter of this channel, which is .NET CSharp development. My name is Will, and I bid you all a great day. Thanks, guys, and I hope you all enjoy the day, night, or evening, depending on where you are. Thanks very much. Bye bye. Just gonna go offline now. If I can find my dashboard, which I'm not sure where it is. Okay, see you later, guys. Take care. Bye.